Hello, welcome Circlepix photographers. I wanted to do a quick tutorial on, well, something that we need to do this on is having your camera remain straight and level for virtual images. I'm sure that you've been taking a look at the screen here. This is a virtual image. Do you see anything wrong with this virtual image? Is it pleasant to look at? Well, one thing, these lights could be on right here unless they're burned out. This photographer is a good photographer, but something is wrong with this virtual. Can you see how this is slanted? It's not very fun to look at, you know? So, if we scroll around this virtual image, you can see that the lines are quite crooked, the vertical lines, and that's what our focus is today. Making these vertical lines straight. Let's take a look at some of the other pictures also, so you can see some of the raw pictures before it was put into a virtual. Let's take a look here. Let's click on this. See this picture right here? See these vertical lines? Let's actually take a look at one of the first pictures in this series. I can tell that the bubble was not in the very center before this photographer started the virtual, because these lines are crooked. If you get the bubble in the very center before you start your virtual, that's one of the key elements. And it's key because as you rotate around in a circle, the bubble comes out of the circle. Let me show you a picture of that. Here is a picture of the bubble right in the center. This is how the bubble should be when you start your virtual. Right there, right in the center. And then as you rotate around, you can see that the bubble, it comes out. You know, it will not stay in. 90% of the time, it won't stay in the center. Things that cause it to go out are forces on the rotator, you know, and those are normal forces. You know, the weight of your camera, the weight put on the tripod, but it should be able to only come halfway out. If you see that it's coming all the way out, like this is when you start to have problems. When it comes all the way out of the circle. What an indication of that is when you see the rotator, you see the panning of the picture in a circle, and it goes up and down. You know, that's an indication of the tripod not supporting the weight of the camera. Maybe a cheaper tripod, maybe like you have a $60 tripod that you got at Walmart. That's not going to support the weight of the camera. You need a pro-grade tripod that supports the weight of your camera moving in a circle. It's one thing to support the weight of the camera when it's remaining still, but when you're rotating in a circle, it puts different forces on the rotator that cause it to go off. But like I said, start with the bubble in the very center. It's normal for the bubble to come halfway out. If it comes all the way out, you need a new tripod. Other key factors in shooting virtuals for your camera, it's very important that the lens comes straight out. The lens can't be pointing up or down. Here's a picture. This is not level. See this camera? It's pointed up. This is going to make for a crooked virtual. So the key elements are 18 millimeter, of course, is a key element. The lens has to be perfectly straight like this. A nice level lens. The bubble needs to be in the very center before you start. And it's normal for it to come halfway out as you go around in a circle. Those are key elements for a successful virtual. I always point the flash to where I'm taking my pictures in my virtual. The flash is pointing right to where the lens is pointing. A lot of times we've been having photographers bounce the flash off of the ceiling. This is creating a really bright spot on the ceiling, and only half of the picture is being lit up. This also causes a problem in stitching. So pay attention to those tips and tricks of shooting a successful virtual, and thanks for being here today. These virtuals, they're not the easiest thing to shoot because you need to have even lighting in every one of your 16 shots. But take it step by step, follow the guidelines, and you'll come out with some great shots. Thanks for being here. Thanks for taking time out of your busy schedules.